Hot, very hot, hot in the Philippines. I'm thinking it's hot everywhere in the Philippines. I listened to a couple of the other bloggers. They're all saying it's hot. We got a drought. We don't have a drought. It's fucking summer, you idiots. And I'm watching this pick on him again. I'm not really picking on him, Matt. Mad Matt. Not really picking on you if you watch this. I don't care anyway, but dude, you haven't been here long enough to know your shit. You don't even know. You don't know which end is up. Okay. I listened to you just enough to know how much you don't know. Wait till you've been here like 5 or 6 years. Then you have a clue. Don't give advice about being in the Philippines when you don't know what it's like to be in the Philippines yet. You have no clue. I mean, it's amazing. Don't. It's just like I tell everybody. Don't talk about your neighbors on your YouTube channel. They're watching it. They know you get problems. Fucking stupid. Kids around you all have cell phones. Believe me, they find you. They're not stupid. And that's just. And then you got some guy, and I watched this guy in the U.S. I don't get that one at all. He has absolutely no clue what he's doing with the Philippines. He has no opinion. So anybody that's watching you, I'm sure they're thinking the same shit, man. What do you got? Some guy in the U.S. talking to you about? He watches the bloggers, makes opinions on what they have to say. Most of them don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They've been here 1, 2, 3 years. They don't have a clue. And then he's trying to give advice to new people to go to the Philippines when he don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. I get it. You and your kumbaya shit's getting weird, man. I watch it so I get a good laugh in the day, in the morning, whatever. Kumbaya, man. Let's all start holding hands and singing. You gonna put your hair in fucking hairnet next? I think you should. And you could walk 50 miles and you could jump up and down all you want, but it ain't gonna help. No, sorry. Change your diet. Stop drinking. Lose the sugar. You'll do way better. That's all you need to do. Anyhow, get off of Matt's case. And I'm not trying to be on your case, Matt. I watch your videos, so I have something that I can laugh about and tell everybody else how dumb it is. Kinda. And I don't care. Anyway, it's hot. It's summertime. We're getting kind of a little bit of rain, so we're getting close to rainy season again. They haven't planted the rice fields or anything yet. They're not watering it or tilling it, so we're not that close. But man, it has been hot. And Saturday again. Again, Saturday. What do you got? Hey, what is that? You got a potato? Quit it. Dog. My dog. My dachshund, the littlest turd, found a potato on the floor. It probably wasn't on the floor. He probably climbed up and got it. Anyway, I don't know if potatoes are good for dogs or not. It's funny. Dogs will eat anything. They're just funny as hell. Anyway, um, I firmly believe that it takes 5 years minimum to know what the Philippines are kind of like. Oh yeah, you can tell what the tourist shit's like, the girls, or you can tell the local shit that you're involved with, paying your electric bill, and even that you don't really know. Um, I saw this guy. He says, "Oh, I'm in a drought. We're in a drought. We're not in a drought. It's summertime. Summertime don't change." And he's trying to fix his water pump, and he has to go and prime the water pump. All he's got to do is change the check valve. It just shows you how stupid Americans are. He has no idea. Change the check valve. Stops bleeding backwards. Boom, you're fixed. Wow, amazing. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff in the Philippines. I watch these guys building houses. There's a good one. $40,000, $50,000 to build their house. Fuck. I mean, what? I got a 7,000 square foot castle, all custom, on 2.5 acres of land. I've got saunas, jacuzzis, tennis court, golf course, the whole works. I don't have even that much. I don't have 10. I bet you I don't have $15,000 into it, and it's all custom. And I guarantee you, my house is better than most of the ones you find in the Philippines. I just was watching this guy. I don't know who he was. Some other blogger showing off his house, and he's putting some insulation in the roof over the garage or the carport or some shit. And he's going to talk to the contractor of what the R value of it is. Like it matters. It doesn't matter because you can't get any better. The shit he's putting up there is, he called it aluminum on each side. It's not. It's not aluminum. It's stainless steel, but it's just paper. Um, but he's talking about it like, oh, it's something great. No, it won't help. Best thing you can do. Hey, Rosemary Dominique, welcome, welcome. Best thing you can do if you want to make your house your vent, put some of the turbines in the roof. Let the heat out. Don't let the heat sit inside your building. Put a turbine on the roof. Let it suck itself out if you're not open. You know, that insulation, that's a good idea. Ain't gonna help much. It's just gonna get hot and it's gonna last a couple of years. It's gonna all fall out of the roof anyway. And if they tell you it's not, bullshit. The other one is they put this, I don't know, they build the hollow blocks and then they surface the hollow blocks with cement. And then they put this stuff that they say, it takes the acid out of the cement, I think is what they're telling people. And so you got to paint that on it first before you can put paint on it. My house, how long we had paint on this house? 7 years? We've had our house painted for 7 years. I didn't put none of that shit on because you don't need it. That's from 20 years ago when the paints didn't come with the additives in them that stopped that problem. Now, all the paint comes with it. You don't, and if you put it on your house, my wife will tell you just as quick. Everybody that puts it on, say it loud, Lynn. What happens when they put that shit on their house?
They're going to put it out.
It makes the paint peel. Less than a year down the road, the paint on your house is going to start peeling off in big chunks. And it looks like shit. And then they go back and they patch it to make it look good. And the patch is a different color than the rest of the house. So now you got this beautiful new house that's got patches all over it. So it looks like shit anyway. Don't bother. Stupid. Do a little research, you dumb turds. God, just get online. Ask an AI program, do you need it? It tells you no. You know, and then they all have engineers and they all pay for contractors and they all, you know, they're all trying to, they're not in the US. You fucking morons. Design your house. Figure it out what you want. Hire some guys that do concrete work, that do landscaping, that do electrical, that do all the shit you need in a house. Hire them to work for you full time. 800 pesos a day. Why would you pay a contractor 500,000 pesos to stand around with his thumb in his ass telling the guys that he pays 800 pesos a day what to do? You just got to have half a brain and you can build a beautiful house. The guys that build houses, the guys that do the cement hollow block work, they know. They know how deep and how wide and how thick your posts have to go down in the ground. They know how many pieces of rebar has to be in them and how big it should be, and the floors. They've done it over and over and over their whole life, some of them 20 years. And you hire a contractor for 20,000, for 2 million or 1.5 million pesos to stand around and tell the guys that he's paying 600, 500, 400, 800 pesos a piece to do nothing. Watch him, he don't do shit. He stands around like this and half the time he isn't even on the job site. He tells the guys what to do. Put foundation up this house. Here's the measurements. Build it like that. And then that's it. They do it. They don't take instructions from no contractor. The contractor, all he does is put the group of guys together and you pay him 1 million or 1.5 million. Fuck, call me. Get a hold of me. I'll help you build a house. I'll help you build it cheap. You be giving great tips. I'm just giving logical tips. They're not necessarily great. I mean, first thing I did when I came here was go, I don't need a contractor. I know how to build a house. I know how to design. I don't want a house designed for me. I want to design my own house. So I drew a picture. I said, this is what I want. Build me a room right here. They built the room. I now put another room over here, and another room here, another room, blah, blah, blah. Now it's 3 stories tall. I hired guys that did. I even built every hollow block in my house, on the house. I didn't go buy them at 100. Well, I don't know what do they cost. Whatever it is. I didn't pay for them. I bought the molds. I hired a helper that was a kid that knew how to make hollow blocks. Actually, he's my next door neighbor now. I paid him 400 pesos a day, and he would make between 50 and 100 hollow blocks a day. We couldn't use them that day, but we could use them the next day. So the next day we used them. And that next day he would make half a day's worth of hollow blocks again. So we were always half a day ahead every day. It cost me less than a third of what you're paying for hollow blocks. I paid less than a third. Paint, go to the paint place, buy your own paint. They're not going to charge you half of what you're paying when the contractor pays for it. He's going to go down, he's going to pay $500 or $600 a gallon. You're going to pay $12 to $2,000 a gallon for the same paint. Stupid. Tell the paint guys in the paint shop what color you want. Look in their book, they'll make the colors for you. Tell them how big the building is. They'll tell you how much paint you need. They'll tell you what paint to buy, and they'll give you 2 or 3 options. You guys that are paying these contractors these huge amounts of money for building your house and building houses, it's just dumb, guys. God, these guys come over here and they got a hell stack of money because they sold all their house and they sold all their shit in the U.S. or Canada or wherever. And the first thing they do is they find a piece of land, they get a wife. Most of them come over here to get married. It's kind of weird. And then the wife helps them get a piece of land and they build a house. And that they spend most of their money that they had in the U.S. or Canada building the house. They have nothing left. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, shit, I still have projects that I'm doing on my house because I'm adding to it all the time. I have a hanging bridge that goes to my apartment. I've got a swimming pool, a fishing pond, everything you could possibly want. Is that not what you did? What? Come here to get married? Well, I knew my wife before I came over here to get married. I had met her before. I don't know. Did I come here to get married, Lynn?
No.
I came here to live here. Getting married was actually, I came here with a girlfriend. She just said. I came here with a girlfriend and met my wife. We came here for a visit. And I met my wife and decided that was that. Couldn't live without that girl. She's still in the other room 8 years later. But no, I came here. I'd been in a lot of countries, so I like the tropics. And it's hot and I don't mind the heat. And I like the tropics. I like what it's like here. And everybody here speaks English. Maybe they went there to live and found their wife on the way. That's possible. But the thing is, I don't think most of the expats that are here, they find girls online in dating apps. I'm on Luzon in Pangasinan, about an hour and a half or 2 hours from Manila. They find these dating apps online. They find girls that they talk to, and then they fly over here and they meet her, and a month later they're married. Which, that's cool. If it works, that's great. You can't really own property here, and that's another thing that burns them up. Immediately, how do I get the property in my name? You don't. How did I meet my wife? I was here with another girlfriend from the U.S., and we were definitely not getting along. We definitely weren't getting along. I booted her out. I was building a house here, another house on rented property. And my first house cost me less than $2,000 to build 8 years ago. And I was in the market. I met her in the market. And after talking to her a few times, I told the neighbor to where she was in the market. They had a store. I told her neighbor, I said, I'm going to marry her. And the neighbor says, no, you're not. She's never dated anybody in 10 years that I know of. I have known her 10 years. Yeah, well, she's in the other room. I did marry her. It just worked out. We're just compatible most of the time. When she's not beating me up, we get along really good. We really do. We have a 24-year-old daughter. She's just the best kid on the planet. But, you don't need, if you want to own property, it has to be in your wife's name. That's all there is to it. So if you're going to get stressed over that, don't do it. Just rent a piece of property, lease property. You can lease land for 100 years. The first house I built, I leased the property for 100 years for $20 a month. My financial advice for the young bucks who don't want to work under someone much longer. Any advice? Move here. You can get online jobs here doing teaching English and stuff. They pay $30 an hour. So you can actually live here on what you make if you don't have a lot of money. You can build, really realistically, you could build, if you have the property, you could build a nice house here for $5,000 or $6,000 if you know what you're doing. You're not going to build an American style, 2-story house for $5,000, no. But you can build yourself a nice 1-bedroom house with a nice living room, nice kitchen, nice bathroom, little piece of property, and rent the property for cheap. And lease it for a long time. And then what I did was, once I got married, we had this property given to us by her mom, and we literally tore the other house apart, put all the stuff into the new house, and built this house. And I don't know how much money we have into it now. We have more into it than we should, but everything's custom. I have sculptures all over the property. I have reliefs in all the walls, inside and out. I have things like, I'll show you. That's my merry-go-round in my living room. Yeah, it's a real merry-go-round. It goes round, and you can see my yard. Everything you see out there is ours. And there's no walls. This is my living room. Well, it's attached to the living room. There's no windows and no walls. I did not build this like an American house. It's more like something you'd see in Hawaii with a lanai on it, but it's different. I've been here over 8 years. And I've never been back to the U.S. Came here. I went back a month after I got here to do some business I had, and came back, and that's it. I've never left. I never will. I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back to the third world country you guys call the United States. Here, they say this is a third world country, but we have no crime. We have no homeless people. We have everything you have in the U.S. I've got Burger King, McDonald's, Ace Hardware, Costco, Starbucks, all the same stuff. Finally, someone agrees America is a third world country. It is. It is. It's a third world shithole. You have to. I can't even imagine. There's kids outside playing on their bicycles, little kids, 6, 7, 8 years old, in their front yard at 10 o'clock at night. Me and my wife can walk around at 3 o'clock in the morning in the dark, and we're totally safe. I would never feel like, oh, I'm going to get mugged. Do that in the U.S. I dare you. Anywhere, any country, any state, I don't care. Walk around 3 o'clock in the morning and see what happens. If you don't get mugged, you get ate by somebody's dog or some other stupid shit. Here, it's not like that. Here, and when you walk around early in the morning, there's people sitting around drinking coffee, getting ready to go do their field work or whatever they do. And they always invite us for coffee. They'll invite, hey, come on over, sit down and have a cup of coffee with us. Or they know us and they say, hey, what are you doing? How's it been? Blah, blah, blah. I haven't seen you in a while. You don't get that in the United States. Everything's overpriced. When people in McDonald's, for instance, are making $20 an hour, what do you think's going to happen? The hamburgers are going to be ridiculously priced. It's so stupid. You guys don't get it. When everything was halfway normal, y'all bitched and complained we're not making enough money. So they raised the minimum wage. Wow. Minimum wage goes up? Well, if the owners of the business have to pay more money, where do you think that money's going to come from? They raise the price of everything. Wow, guess what? Now the inflation of the prices is so high, again, you're not making enough money. So what do? You bitch and complain for more money. What happens? Same thing, over and over and over. It's repetitive. So now, I think I heard that minimum wage in the U.S., they make 30 McDonald's meals an hour, all so they can afford one. Yeah, that's exactly right. I heard McDonald's have a family of 3 eat there is like $30, maybe more. It used to be you go to McDonald's, man, $2 the family, $3 you could eat. I'm 70, so I remember. I remember Ronald McDonald in front of McDonald's. Here is basically, I tell people that don't know, living in the Philippines is like living, the communities are like 1950 to 1960. That's how the people act around here. They have a party, they have a funeral, everybody is invited. Even if you don't belong there, they don't really care. If it's a private party, I guarantee you walk by, they're going to invite you in for a piece of cake or a shot of gin or something. It's just the norm. And with the kids hanging out outside at 10 o'clock at night, I'd like to see that in the United States. Kids get out of school, go home, shut the door, and put the cell phone in front of their face. There's not going to be any grandmas in the U.S. anymore. You know, grandma meaning somebody to teach the girls how to sew and knit and cook. There ain't going to be that. This generation's lost that. It's all gone. You know, you guys are, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. The boys don't know how to change a tire in a car. I could change a tire in a car at 15 or 14. I own my own car at 15. You know, all these fake food, GMO and other, yeah, that's another thing. You're eating shit food. Here, the vegetables are grown within the last few days and picked and brought down to the market. The cattle, the pigs, even goat meat, they were alive yesterday. You're buying fresh stuff. Every human is dumbed down. Yep, and they're getting dumber. Dumber. Now, what does this one say? It says, say I pay for land lease upfront for 50 years. House is built and paid for. How long would $100,000 the rest of your life? If you're 30 years old, probably the rest of your life. Seriously, you can live here. You have the house, you're not paying like a huge rent, which you wouldn't. You'd be paying $20 a month or $30 a month. Electricity's the most expensive bill you're going to have. Buy a new car, the bill's I don't know, $100, $200 a month for a payment, whatever. I would say you could live here comfortably on $1,500 a month. That's going out and doing shit and having a nice time. It's I mean, you can live extravagant. My electric bill's $300. My car payment's $300. What other bills do we have? I think that's all. Oops. Oh, I bought a bike. I have a new motorcycle. It's about $150 a month for that payment. So that's my three bills. Everything else is, like food, dog food, stuff like that. I have 12 dogs, so my dog food bill is about $100 a week. I wouldn't have it any less. I love my dogs, all of them, and they love me back. And that makes having my dogs the best thing on the planet. They mean a lot to me and to my wife, a lot. And and that's another thing. You can have you want 100 dogs? Ain't nobody here to tell you can't have them. As long as you can take care of them, they're not biting people. They don't care. You can have cattle. You can have carabao, which is a water buffalo. Have cats. We have a few of them fuckers around. You could have. I have snakes in my living room. I have 4 big snakes that are my pets. You can have anything you want. Matter of fact, next blog I do, I'm going to have my snake with me. You guys will be tripping on that. But there's just such a difference between living in the Philippines as opposed to living in the U.S. And like I said, I'm going to say this again. If you guys are thinking of moving to the Philippines, do not watch these bloggers in the Philippines that have been here 2 or 3 years. They don't know shit. They don't have a clue. They're, the typical is go get a contractor. They tell everybody, you're going to build a house, get a contractor. That's the stupidest thing you could do. You want to just blow your money, go get a contractor. Just come here, ask around, get somebody who does cement work. They're going to charge you. Cement guys make about $800 a day. That's $12, $15, $18 a day. No, not even. $15 a day. Laborers are making $400 to $500 a day, $10 a day. You get really and truly, you need one cement guy. One, they call him a carpenter. You need 2 helpers or 3 helpers. And you need to make sure that your carpenter knows how to do electrical and plumbing. Most of them do. So you have your electrician, your plumber, and the guy that's going to build your house for about 800 pesos a day. Make your own hollow blocks. You pay, how much are hollow blocks, Lynn? Do you know?
Now 15 pesos.
How much were they when we were building the house?
8.
So when we were building this house, they were 16 cents a piece. I built my own. I paid about 7 cents a piece. Half. Now they're 15 pesos each. So they've doubled in price since I've been here in 8 years. Big deal. Okay, let me see what this says. Yeah, that's the one. Literally, you could draw a picture or show one of the carpenters a picture They will build you that house. They'll build it. And I tell you what, they build them strong. There's no house. And I made mine stronger because, like all the Americans, I thought, oh, I'll make the hollow blocks better. I did. Actually, it was stupid. You don't need to. These hollow blocks are solid. And, you know, you bring your American knowledge, but really stupidity to the Philippines because you don't know how to do it here. The reality is you don't know what happens here. You know, we're in the brain of you've got a hot water heater in your house, so you have to have a hot and a cold water line. Not here. We have point of use water heaters. We have a water heater where we need it. So you have one water line. These idiots bring all their shit from the U.S. when they come here. It's all 110. Everything here is 220. So then you got to buy, and I actually did some of it myself. I have got a 220 to 110 step down transformer in the garage that we use on some of the tools. Don't bring your power tools. It's stupid. You get better ones here. Hand tools like wrenches and sockets. I say go to Harbor Freight and buy what you want there before you come here because the wrenches and tools, hand tools, there suck. They rust. They're not very good. But they're also very cheap. So, you know, they're easy to replace. That's one thing. Welders here are very cheap. You can buy a welder for 25 bucks. So that's something that is cheap here. But, you know, what you need really is you need a guy to build the house, cement guy, a few helpers. The more helpers you have, the house builds faster. You need somebody who knows how to do electrical and plumbing, which is usually the carpenter. It's good to have a welder. Welders know how to weld. The rest of the guys kind of know how to weld, but a good welder. Actually, my welder that helped with the houses works for me. Well, was working for me. I don't know if he still does. He went off on a tangent doing side jobs and haven't seen him in a month, which is okay. I mean, I know what's going on. But yeah, you could build 100,000. If you came with 100,000 and built a cheap little house in a nice little lot, rent it up in the hill, close to town. Mine was about 30 minutes from where I'm sitting, up on the side of the mountain with a beautiful view. Oh, it was so nice. The wind blew through there. Even my wife misses it. It was a very nice little place to live. And sometimes we wish we had that little house instead of this big one. And if I was going to build a house again, I wouldn't build a house this big. There's no point. I would build a single-story, two-bedroom house, maybe 1,500 or 1,600 square feet. That's it. That's all. That's all you need. And you'd be very happy with that. I bought a motorcycle when I got here. That was happy. And I would maybe buy a new car the second year I was here, not the first one. I waited 7 years to buy a car. I was happy riding my motorcycle. But you can do really good here. It's easy to live here. It's comfortable. Stay out of trouble. Do your visa every year. If you're married, it costs about 50 pesos a year, 200 pesos a year, I don't know, something, $5. Takes 10 minutes every year to fix it. If you aren't married here, it's a little more, 150 or 200 bucks every 4 months, I think. 3 or 4 months, 6 months, I don't know. And but you end up getting, if American men come here, you're going to get married. There's no doubt. There's an overload of nice ladies that live here, and very easy to talk to. And so Americans and Canadians and Europeans, it doesn't take them long to find somebody that they like enough to be around the rest of their life. Especially, the big deal is if you're 70 or 65 or 60, don't find arm candy that's 25 years old. Get somebody that's, in their 50s that you're going to be happy with, that you can live with. You know what I mean? These idiots come over here and they're 65, 70. They get girls that are 25. I have a 24-year-old daughter. She laughs about it. She's not poor. She's a pharmacist for a big pharmacy. I put her through college so she could do that. She has her own money, and plus we have a little money. So she doesn't have to find an American or a Canadian to help support her in her life. That's not going to be something that happens. Hey, buddy. One of my friends just, I think he's checking into my channel. I'm not sure. Carl, if you're watching, just check in, man. Um, but you know, you don't have to do, get the arm candy. There's lots of women here that are in their 50s that are beautiful, and in their 60s even that are beautiful. They're not, and these are not American women. They take care of you. They take care of your house. They only bitch a little. And my wife takes care of my dogs, 12 dogs. She feeds them twice a day. She's up at 6 o'clock in the morning every day and doesn't go to bed. Last night she was up till 12:30 that I know of. And that's her way. I've tried to stop her from doing that. Not going to happen. She won't let me hire a maid, so she likes to do it herself. I'd love to hire her a maid. We've had maids in the past. We had one maid, was a neighbor's daughter. We had her here for at least a year and a half. I don't know. She was okay. But you know how it is. It's always the same thing. Anyway, guys, I've been on here for 31 minutes and 15 seconds. I don't usually talk this long, but maybe I put out some good information, and with any luck, somebody will be able to use what I said. Guys, sub. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can do this. I'm really lame, but I'm gonna try and do this anyway. My wife has got a YouTube channel, and if I can find it, which that's a maybe, I can. There it is. I will show it to you. And let's see, here we go. View the channel. Here it is. Guys, subscribe to my wife's channel. There it is. She's got not enough subscribers yet. She needs, how many more?
I need 2 million for my watch hours.
No, she needs 2 million watch hours, and I think she maybe have enough subscribers. But watch some of her videos. I'll show it to you one more time.
About my plants, about my hamsters.
It's about her hamsters, her plants, the dogs, the house, her beautiful, absolutely gorgeous garden.
Customized.
All stuff that's just really cool. Even how to make flowers, custom flowers out of pipe cleaners. It's all there. It's a typical woman's channel. So guys, subscribe to the channel. Jump over, take a look at a couple of her videos. Give her a note, say that you saw it on my channel, say you saw it on Jerry's channel. It'll give her a kick in the pants. She'll like that. And here she is. Let me introduce you to her really quick. That's my beautiful wife right there, Lynn, and it's her channel. And she has made one video, I think, with her in the video. And it was her coming out video. So you'll get to enjoy it. And watch my channel. You'll get to see more of my house and my dogs, which I don't know what happened to them. They all evaded today. And listen to my bullshit all the time. All right. Have a good day, and I'll talk to you in a few hours. Bye.